we go. Hello everyone. Let's link this up here. Perfect. Now we're on. Hope everyone's having a great day. We'll go over the trade I ended up having. But I wasn't prepared today, so missed out on BWV. We'll go over this right now since it's on the screen. Had a decent little trade on this guy on Friday for a quick little bounce play, but was still putting in the bottom. My fault for really taking my eye off of this, and you got the perfect previous high at daybreak, leading to a savage move here. Just continuing higher. We got the hold of that area, the consolidation. You could just be patient. You can either get it in here, take a quick snipe into this move, or be patient and wait for the higher lows here. You get a VWAP hold midday, holds the 430 previous high at day nicely, and here we are continuing the trend higher. A little bit choppy, but nonetheless, still holding trend. It's intact, keeps making higher lows. It's leading to a nice move to 640 here. So took this off my radar and paid the price. Preparation is key, especially in a market like this where you got to be very picky. You got to be in and out relatively quick, and if you miss it, there's no buying high and selling higher. In this case, yeah, you could get it in the mid fives. It ended up working out here, but that's not really happening much in this market. So let me take a look at BTTX. This is what we're looking at in the morning, which I was pretty much ignoring. After we got that huge gap up with the multi-day bounce, that was really disappointing. So from there, that was an ignore, as I'm following my rules and pattern to a T, and it worked out. You could have got a quick snipe. You'd have to be pretty quick, not quite getting your 10% if you're selling into this junk, but it's above 260 for a little bit if you're getting it around 240. But quick little opportunity there, but pretty much just dead. All the moves really happen in the morning. You get the volume exhaustion here, and volume is not really the same since. It just dies off. A lot of selling comes through, downtrend sets in, and it's an ignore from there. Nothing really there for me. The trend is bad, the volume is bad. It did the move I wanted, but then after ignoring this one, there's AUST, and this one it's bugging me today that I totally took this off my radar. We got a nice IPO here going from 4 something to 29, taken off, offering the percentage gain we usually look for on the front side. Shorts take over, and now we just look for the bounce play, and totally missed it here. But could be another thing similar to BWV, where it's just trying to bottom out here, and tomorrow we might get a better move. But intraday here, I was, as we typically look for, the high day break. It would have been 275 here, as it fails to really break down, holds the mid twos, 250 to a T, and then uptrends, a little bit of volume starts coming back to it, and from there it's just hanging on for the ride. Volume comes in, you get in the 275, 280s, low 280s here. Good place to enter, risking off of mid 260s, so a little bit of a wider risk getting in the 280s, but with a pattern like this, going in with some small size, that might pay off. But yeah, volume comes back and you get the rip to the mid threes pretty much, and it comes back, stabilizes, and this is what really put it on my radar, because I totally missed this. Wasn't on my watch list. Very annoyed about that. So left a lot on the table today from BWV and AUST just not being prepared. So that was very frustrating, but still was able to get a little bit out, because the 25 to 30% spike we talk about with this play is based off the previous close, and that was 296. So it being up in the 320s, 330-ish area, it's only up right about 10-12%, just about that. So I was thinking if we keep holding up in the low threes here, we might be able to get at least another 10-15%. I won't be greedy. I'll be ready to sell at 10%, considering I'm coming late to the party. I don't want to be left holding the bag. So I get in at 328 here, and the next minute, it starts taking off a bit. We start testing the highs. I get a little nervous with this dip, considering I'm coming in late. This could easily have been a top, but lighter volume dip, and then volume comes right back. It gets exhausted. I sell at 263 into the second minute. I was gonna try and give it some time to see if it could take off some more, as you know, we got a nice quick burst from 340 to 370, and you know, just thought about it. I'm like, what am I doing? Being greedy. Just lock in your snipe. Took it at 363, and from there we just get the backside. So still overall, trying to just put in a bottom. So learning my lesson from BWV today. I will definitely keep this on watch for tomorrow. See if we get a nice previous high day break to continue this bounce. But yeah, very frustrating just not being prepared, missing out on a lot more with AUST, and totally just ignoring BWV here, which ended up being really nice here. And you know, if this could continue higher, tomorrow it could set up for a potential multi-day breakout over 710-ish here, 712. It is only $1 off the highs now, off that breakout level. So, you know, but this is the move we're really looking for. I got a week one on BWV last week, and it was just the beginning to this. It was just putting in the bottom. There was enough buyers to hold it up and scare shorts out, and we got the squeeze we were really looking for. But that was really it for today. SOPA was another call that we were looking at in the morning. Ended up doing exactly what I wanted. This was, I didn't play it, but a fantastic call here. Looking for the open price play VWAP reclaim to test the high a day, and from there test the whole dollar level of 3. 2 cents below, not worried about that. This is a spike you'd definitely be selling into. Getting in around 259, 260 when it's reclaiming here. Maybe on the high or low here when it's confirming. You definitely get your quick 20 to 30 cents for a quick snipe. And that's all we were looking for. And they offered it here. LOGE. Is that what it was? LOGC, I think, actually. Yeah, this is the one we're looking at today. Between the two, I like SOPA a little bit more. This one, you know, it had a lot. Let's see, take a look at the overall chart before I start talking. I just did not like the history here at all. We can compare it to, what do you call it? SOPA. You know, it has a little bit of action in the history, some movement, but you know, not ideal either. Both of them had the same setup. I mapped it out in Twitter, going over just, you know, the failure breakdown. If shorts could fail to break this down and it starts reclaiming these key levels, we can get a quick squeeze. But I'm not gonna be greedy with these plays with overhead resistance. Just gonna take the quick 10% into the whole dollar, half dollar level. And for LOGC, it was at 95 cents is what we're looking for it to hold, test to the pre-market highs. So, you know, just gotta be quick with this market. Take your snipes. BWV here is an exception, but yeah, it's all you can do. Line yourself up at a good time. Be patient. Let these plays develop and chop shorts, and show you that it's gonna hold trend. Volume's gonna continue to come in and start uptrending higher for a move. And once it starts getting near a resistance level, you know, it's a good area to sell into. Shorts are going to start coming into that level. Profit takers are going to start selling into that level. So you don't know how significant that level could be. You could be a little patient, see how it tests that area. But definitely look to buy near key levels of support and sell into key levels of resistance. It's really the name of the game. Let me see if there's anything else here. This thing is trying to get to new highs here. Just made one. Let's see if it continue higher. See, I'd be a little hesitant to play the breakout. I would definitely let it set up Be patient when it gets up to that area. As we've said before, breakouts have been slightly weaker, and it's going to have to make an incredible move just to get to that breakout level. It would be around 100%. So definitely give it the time to chop shorts in, that's for sure, and filter through sellers and show you that there's enough behind it to keep it holding up and move higher. Not your typical multi-day bounce setup. As you know, it's had a few days really testing the 20 area. Not your normal straight up over a week or so and failure. It had the move higher, but then it kind of just plateaued. And here we are coming back. Potential multi-day bounce setup. I was looking at it this morning, but didn't do anything. Just kept heading lower, so shorts are still in control. Once we see a momentum shift, we could definitely get a BTTX, CYN from last week, BWV style bounce, AUST, another one. So I love this pattern. You know, you could definitely be patient and let the front side really happen and not worry about missing anything. And then when it comes back and sets up when shorts are in control, you can definitely make some serious money on the bounce. Oh, this is open here. If there's any questions, anyone's going over any other tickers I'm talking about, that I'm not talking about, please throw them up. We'll go over it. I'm trying to find some new plays here. I saw this here. Let's see it. MDVL. We got our first green day, pretty much breaking over 216 here. Got some resistance around 250. After that, 280-ish. See the intraday action. Not too bad. Solid overall trend. What's the flow? Let me check that out. So we got 59 million flow. Definitely will need a lot of volume to really push it up. It's just under 10 million right now. So we definitely need to see some more demand coming from this. It is breaking above this key level and whatnot. I'm just not really a fan of the volume right now and how much it really needs to really get going. We have history of movement, that's true. But right now, I'm going to need some more volume to really see this thing, to be convinced that this thing's going to really make a move higher. So probably just going to be an ignore for now. This one's kind of interesting here. CYN, it was a multi-day bounce last week. I missed that play. We have a high here at 475-ish, 480-ish. Today's high is 662, so it's right below it. A little bit of volume's coming in. Let me see the float. 25 million, not bad. It's doing just under 19. Not bad either. Could be something, if not today. This isn't a pattern of mine. I am definitely being more speculative with this play. But a break and hold of this area might lead to another squeeze higher to test the breakout area, or at least 6. 5.5, 6. This whole region, it's got some resistance. Um, but yeah, this could definitely be something to keep an eye on. So yeah, that's really all I got right now. I don't really see much action here late day. BWV was really the play of the day. Really, nothing else besides this has moved this nicely and kept holding its trend and making new highs. So this is the strongest move today in penny stock land. Totally missed it. But yeah, here we go. You have a bread and butter setup with the VWAP hold, high day break. A little different considering we do have overhead resistance with it, but you know, playing it as a multi-day balance would definitely be nice, or just waiting for that previous high day break to continue the momentum higher. But initially, if we look at that multi-day bounce setup that we normally look for, entering on the high day break, you know, taking it over 4, you're never threatened with it touching your risk. It just heads higher, keeps holding up. Within a few minutes, you're up 10% plus. If you're patient enough, you're roughly 25%. It just keeps going from there. So that was a really nice play. Sucks to see it just take off without playing it. Yeah, that's the day today. Let's see what this overall market is doing here. Not fantastic at all. It's just heading lower, breaking down, new lows on the year. Yeah, nothing you can do about that. Just take it day for day. See what opportunities set up. Be patient. Be picky. You gotta be meticulous with your entries and exits. And if it runs past where you sell, it's okay. As long as you're taking your quick gains, being safe, and letting your gains add up over time, you're going to be more successful than majority of traders. Just a couple of these plays are cheaper price I am ignoring. I just don't like them. The way they move, slightly different. I like, you know, the clean moves of that 1 to 15 price range. Not saying they can't have clean moves, these cheaper plays, but I've had less success with them, so I just shied away. But here we are with this thing offering a decent move, but quite choppy. Up, sideways, up, sideways, up. Now volume's getting exhausted. We'll see what happens here if we have a sideways and another up. But it's up 27%, not too bad on the day. Let's see overhead resistance. We got some here right around 37 where it's at. After that, could possibly touch 40, low 40s. But not my taste, so I stay away. For a moment, trying to bounce back. Buyer's still there. But yeah, breaking some levels. Not pretty at all. But let's just ignore that. Who cares? Even with that nasty action, there's still opportunities. BTTX, you know, overnight. Pre-market was one if you trade those time periods. AUST, BWV, some solid opportunities. So maybe soon we'll see how how many more opportunities there are. Might have to adapt. Maybe start tracking some short patterns and shorting some gap ups and whatnot. Just adapting to the market. But for now, until things really show us that we need to change, just gonna stick to what works. So far, it's still working. Back to this one. Forgot the float and volume on this one. Just attracted to the price right now. The way it's setting up, holding right around 2, that 215 area we talked about earlier on the daily chart. A little bit of volume coming in, but I just don't know if it'll be enough. We'll see. And I'm okay with selling my hands. Made just under $300 today. Satisfied with it. 1 for 1. And I left a lot on the table in a crappy market. That's just incredible. For now, buyers coming in on level 2. We'll see what that does. Slower afternoons lately. Past half a week or a week or so. You know, I've been coming on here late day, not a whole ton. Not many opportunities, just going over stuff from earlier. Things I trade midday because in the morning there hasn't been anything significant either to really trade. So sorry for not really having any live trades for you guys right now. But still, there's still lessons to go over from my trades excuse me, from the trades I took and the ones I missed. Definitely a good lesson preparation today. Went over that earlier. Staying, got some choppiness here in the mid 6s, some topping action, some volume fade, as you can take a look. You know, we had this here for a moment, but ended up coming back and holding trend. But into this push here, into the new highs, we got just less buying going on. We'll see what it does, but this thing looks like it wants to break trend here soon and start heading lower. This might be a short-term top. Who knows? Just have to wait and see how we judge volume and price action. So, you know, I know these are relatively boring streams, but this is really just how we trade. Being patient, letting things set up, not trying to force anything. If there's no play, don't play anything. Just looking for our ideal setups and patterns that we track and have data behind, so we're comfortable trading. I'm still pretty shocked this thing's holding up. Especially after this weak volume push here. Gets stuffed at 3, volume comes in, selling comes in heavily. Now it, you know, fails to make a new low. Still has time. It is holding to below VWAP and open price now, using that area as resistance. It was supporting it here as much as it could, but once it cracked, now it looks like it wants to test it as resistance. No volume really, so wouldn't be expecting this to come back for another potential open price VWAP or claim. High daybreak, leaning more towards the side of this is going to hold it as resistance and start fading and heading lower. Just got to really read the volume. If you go in chat, if you don't scroll, you don't need to scroll too much, but there's a few links if they're still there. Or is it Shiv? No, they're still there from last week. Yeah, I got links of books that I used for volume analysis and looking at trends and candlestick charting and whatnot. I got 4 links on books that have been really useful. If you go back there, just a few scrolls back. Yeah. Not much. Feel free to throw any questions in chat. No question is a stupid question. We're all here to learn. And if there's anything that I need to clarify with like the multi-day bounce, why I ignored BTTX or whatnot, feel free to ask it. Oh, MDVL. Look at that. That was a good call. Okay. That ended up being a very nice call here. Recognizing the support area around VWAP, a whole dollar, half dollar of 2. And then if we go on the daily chart, we got this breaking over around the 215 area here. And the only thing really keeping me away was the float. And it was only, what's the volume now? It is so far just a fake out. But, solid trend overall. We got 11 million now. Volume with a 59 million float. So we'll see. Kept holding up, making higher lows. Now the volume's coming in, pushing it higher. I think the trade plan for me was, not really trade plan since I wasn't going to trade it, but if I were to trade it plan, holding the low 2s here, holding VWAP and the key level 215, looking for it to break high day and test 250. So still not at 250, and now it's dipping, so just that nasty price action because of the volume. Needs more. So glad I stayed away, but it is holding trend and working out. So let's see. Still nothing. Don't like anything going on. Not much price action. Everything was really better midday. Here's BTTX trying to bounce, but weak volume. Still downtrending. Probably ends up being crappy balance to end up getting shorted into. some more. Now it's kind of just preparing for tomorrow. It seems like we got 40 minutes left or so. Nothing's really ideal. CYN still has to come back for the high day, as we went over earlier. Potential move to test the breakout level. If it breaks and holds the high fours here, but that's still a waiting game. MDVL choppy right now, holding trend, but you know, it's still gonna stay away from it. Nothing great. What's APRN? I just saw that on here. That was up recently. What's this doing? From 3. Nope, not good enough for a multi-day bounce. No. Also doing the watch list. You can maybe start that here live. Might as well. Let's see here. Just set some things up. No point in wasting time. Might as well get something done. What's tomorrow? 10th? 10th. 5, 10, 22. Watch list. Alright. So all I do to start off, 1 second, sorry. So I'll just go into the one I had set up for today, copy and paste that, and then add on any new movers from today. Let me see here, should I? Is this really a thing? He does not have this. Okay, Control V. What was it? Control. Oops. All right. There we go. Got that place there. Let's ignore this. And then now, you see all these down here, these are just recent watches, recent spikers that I want to keep an eye on in case they set up for something that I want here in the future. So these are usually an ignore. I just keep them on watch just to keep updated every day to see what they do. If anything sets up, and if I don't like them, sometimes I just remove them. So I can already tell you here, CYN. We'll go over this because we literally just talked about it. So trend still holding overall. Looking for a hold of the high fours or a potential move to test. Oh my god. High 5s to 6, and we'll go over that here once more. So we just went over it, but just to refresh your memory, this is what we're talking about. Holding this area here, it is still overall making a higher low on this daily chart, and some swing shorts might get squeezed if some more buyers come in, buying in over this 480 hold. Just for a quick move to test mid-high 6 area, all up in this region. So gonna keep an eye on CYN. Let me type in the movers from today. We got LOGC. Actually, I'm gonna ignore that. I know that's garbage. I don't like it. What else was there? SOPA. That was one. BWV on here. That's gonna be something to watch for. It is on the bottom here, so BWV. Let's go over that one again. for the watch list. This is what we're really doing. Same thing we're kind of mapping out all the time. This is just pre-hand, just seeing what is up and what's up recently. So I know what's on the scanners, so there's not really much to go over that's new. That isn't already on my watch list. Got BTTX, that one's already on my watch. SOPA I just added. I could probably add MDVL. Take a look at that. But yeah, so let's get back to, what was it? BWV here. So we got the solid bounce here. Insane volume coming back. We'll see if this could keep holding up. It is now, like we talked about, we just mapped that out earlier. Fading volume, getting really choppy after a relatively clean move. Going sideways, fading volume. And you got this quick new fake out here on weaker volume. So expect that to be a top. You know, you get this solid fade now off the highs. We'll see how long that sustains. But if this could keep holding up, we could possibly get a move over 710. Resistance levels we got mid 7s, 8ish here. So, you know, the quick conservative trader I am, that will probably be my plan. So, possible, let's ignore all the extra talk. Multi-day breakout over 710. Next area of resistance will be mid to high 7s. So looking for a quick snipe on this, just 10% into the high 7s. Even 8. So let's see where else. We got some around the mid 7s. So that could be another potential place of entry, depending how it sets up. But yeah. Mid 7s if it holds there. Possible buy or add. Then next up we have low 8s. Okay. So that's how I would be approaching this. Just looking for that breakout play. Letting that develop. Be patient with that. Let's see. SOPA. What do we got here? Not looking great. Not up enough for multi-day bounce play in the future. Just going sideways. I don't like this, but it is so far still holding. So what I'm gonna map out for this, doesn't need to be a top watch, but something to look out for, is a $3 previous high day break, which is today's high, but looking at it from tomorrow's video, it's gonna be previous high day. Previous high break to test. Threes, kind of in the low 3s. Besides that, yeah, low to mid 3s, possibly high 3s, but I'm gonna be playing it safe, taking a quick 10-15% into the 330, 350 area. So where were we? Breakout test, mid 3s. Play it safe. Then we got MDVL. Not looking great. Not a huge fan of this right now. Like we said, it needs volume. So what can we do with this? What can we do? I'm probably going to ignore this. I'm going to keep it on the side. This is what I would do with a play like this, where I don't necessarily have anything, but it is generally holding up on the daily chart. So I would just bring that down to the plays here. Oops. That I just have on the side to keep an eye on. And then now I'm going to refine some of these plans. I haven't done these yet, so I could just get rid of these. But this is pretty much the system. Look at what's new on the scanner. Look at what's recently been spiking, because we want stuff that has eyes on it. Once the eyes are off those plays, we stop taking a look at them. We're just trying to play the chart when it looks familiar. I can stay the same, probably gonna be the same. Those haven't moved yet, those are probably gonna be the same plays. We'll have to revisit SIDU. I just made these two plans, so let's move those up away from the crappy plays right there. Just keep it on the side. Okay, so looking a little cleaner here. So let's start off with the SNOA here again. Right, definitely very excited for that. The opportunities are going to be insane soon. It's going to be very exciting. Just gotta keep learning. Educate yourself on how to approach the market. It's definitely going to pay off here in the next few years. You could definitely shape your future completely differently. So that's exciting for sure. What else we got here? So back to the watch list. So SNOA now. Let's go over that. Oops. Okay, so we're looking for that breakout. This is another lesson I talk about. You know, there's no volume here. Red candle breakout. Shorts have a lot of conviction in this area, and you just don't get the uptrend. So this is probably going to be an ignore for me now. We'll keep that on the side, see if that ends up coming back one day. Maybe not one day, but soon. Like, we do have this weak volume dip here, so it's not, you know, anything great. It could easily come back tomorrow, but horrible breakdown here. What's the news? Any news? No, that's nasty. But it is on low volume. Just keep it on the side and ignore it for now. Next up, BTTX. Hate this play for not doing what I wanted today. Well, it did, just not the way I wanted. Ended up missing this as it gapped up and did the play I wanted pre-market. And all I see is a bunch of selling going on. I don't necessarily like the overhead resistance in the 320s. A lot of volume there, majority of it selling. Just mentioned how I don't really play the red candle breakouts unless it really is a lot of volume coming in on that breakout day to filter through all that selling and make that area of conviction for sellers and shorts not that great, and they start seeing the hold in that area and their thesis is false and it's going to start ramping up as they squeeze. That is a possibility, but as we just saw with what was it, SNOA, I think that's what it was. Those red candle breakouts, they get stuffed heavily, so gotta keep this on the side. I'm kind of done with this for now. Did the bounce that I wanted, and we'll keep an eye on this for later, but nothing great right now from it. NKTX. Recent low spiker. Now it's on the backside. Now just going to be looking for that bounce play. Looking for the multi-day bounce. So, multi-day bounce. Aiming for quick 10 to 15%. And we talk about this play a lot, going over how we look for that momentum shift for it to start moving higher, breaking to new highs rather than getting stuff and heading lower. So NKTX, that's a potential multi-day bounce after shorts have control of it here. Just going to look for Shorts locking in profits when the momentum shifts, and those typically spike 25 to 30%, but I'm still going to be taking my quick snipe to play it safe. ACON. Way off the 250 breakout level that I'd like to see it at. Very low volume dip here today, not really much. It's not going to be a top watch, but I will type it in just so I don't forget about it, because sometimes I forget about the plays that are on that secondary watch list. So 250 breakout to test 3, still a waiting game. Because, yeah, I don't want to be buying it prematurely, trying to anticipate a breakout. That's not what we're doing here. Once I see the familiar pattern of the breakout setting up and failing to break down, trapping shorts, getting the support and the trend and volume it needs, you can get a potential move to the 3 area. But just a waiting game for now until it gets back up there. So what else is up? IMTE. This is nice, saving me work from doing later on. We'll pump it out now. This is a horrible pump looking chart. I'm going to be waiting for this 5 breakout, 510 breakout. As from there, who knows where you could go. But of course, I'm going to be aiming for my quick goals into the high 5s, 6-ish area for a quick snipe. But you know, needs more volume. It is going sideways now, but needs the volume to really start taking a direction. Without volume, without eyes on it, it's not really going to do anything. Even if it's in your ideal price, setting up for a potential ideal play, it means nothing if there's no volume behind it. IMTE, so waiting for 510 break or a quick 10 to 15%. Still waiting. CYM, just went over that. FRGE. Ooh, this thing got stuffed here. Yeah, I was waiting for that all-time high break. Probably gonna take it off my watch list for now. No point in watching it. It's out of my price range already, honestly, anyways. The only reason I have my eyes on it, it just has the history of spiking, so I know it's gonna bring in other people to watch it and take a position or whatnot. So we'll keep that on watch just for later. We'll keep it on the side. We'll bring it down. BWV, we went over that. VIVK and ID, AI. Those are multi-day bounces, just not moving, not doing the pattern yet. And I'm at the point where I'm fed up with watching them. Honestly, I'm gonna just get rid of those. I'm so done. It's been over a week or so. It's too long. Okay, now we did the main watches. Now we got all that whole second list of plays that have been recent spikers we want to go over. One of those is SIDU. So what do we got here? 2-ish, 4.5, about 150%. Okay, I'm ready. Multi-day bounce tomorrow. I'm excited. I love this pattern. We'll see if this sets up. Okay, multi-day bounce. Taking quick snipe over hard breaks. And as you can see here, you get the huge run up. Takes off 150% or so. Now you get the backside. Shorts are locked in. Once there's a momentum shift, they're going to start locking in their profits as they're already up nicely. If they're in the low 3s, 4-ish area, they're going to lock in their 50% if they start seeing it hold right around 2. So we'll keep an eye on this for tomorrow for potential multi-day bounce. SIDU looking like one of my favorites right now, honestly. On to the next one, NUTX. Nothing. ALOG. Ooh, okay, this one's bouncing today. This is why we keep some of these on watch. So what we got? Potential move to test 15, or do you want to wait for 15? Don't like the volume. It's a waiting game to see if it could break 1469. Not ideal, needs more volume, but it's holding trend, so we'll see if volume could come in as well. So 1469, breakout. What can we test? Test 1718. Test 17 to 18. Are there any questions as well? Throw them out. How I'm approaching this. I know I'm talking about it pretty easily. It's clear in my head, but if I'm not explaining anything clearly, just let me know. I'm more than happy to revise something. So we've got RVSN 120, 250-ish. Do we want to play this as a bounce play? I personally do not want to. I don't think it ran enough. But BWV didn't totally run enough, and that one offered a very nice bounce today. But going from roughly 135, 255, 220. Wait, I just math wrong. 120. Jesus. Yeah, not even 100% mover there. It looks like probably gonna ignore the multi-day bounce here. I'm actually gonna take that off my watch. Swivel, that's up next here. Swivel, swivel, swivel. Waiting game for that 11 breakout. Still way off the highs. Gonna ignore that. TPST. Garbage. I don't like it. I'm taking this off my watch. Just way off the highs. No volume really. If it's gonna make a move for a breakout play, I'm pretty sure it'll be on my percent gainers. So I'm not just gonna waste energy going through that play every single day. SONM. What do we got here? What do we got here? Decent little bounce play. Red candle break over 88. Don't like the price action. That's an ignore for now. I need more volume. Once again, if this thing's gonna end up trying to break out, I think it will get on my top percent gainers. Just not gonna watch it right now. APRN. We're almost done with this. Just a few more. Not that many to watch. This one's an ignore. Not doing anything I like. I don't have a pattern for it. So we don't watch that. BBIG. Looking like garbage. Not holding up. Getting stuffed in the mid threes here. Ignore. No, I don't even know why I paused. There's really nothing to look for there. OST. What do we got here? What do we got here? How big is this bounce? 370. Yeah, it's a solid bounce play there. How do we want to do this one? Yeah, this thing has Oh, I remember this. This was a very annoying bounce, I think. Yeah. Gonna ignore for now. If it pops up on my scanner, I'll adjust plans. You'll end up seeing those plans on Twitter. But for now, I don't necessarily want to trade it as a multi-day bounce. I feel like we had a solid bounce here and might play the breakout over that high, but I'm not going to try to time out a bottom and play the multi-day bounce. EVOK. Boom. Ugly. Let's get that off this. No point in watching that. Just 3 more here or so. COSM. Garbage. Let's take that off. I don't know why I didn't take this off yesterday. And DVL. Wait, we already went over this. I added this to the bottom here. Yes. So one more RDB. No. Oh, it's RDBX. Duh. I just actually took off the X. What is this? Okay, there we go. Let's see. Get a nice move here. We did, I'm pretty sure, capture this bounce play. Yes, I remember this actually. This was a very tricky bounce play. Yeah, that's an ignore. Okay, so there's the watch list. 1 second, let me just edit things here so it's all neat. Right now my top play is looking like it's gonna be SIDU. For being honest. Let me highlight my top plays. So far I only have 2. I might add CYN. How's this acting up? I'm still kind of holding. What's BWV doing? Sorry, I know I just said I'll do something else. Okay, yeah, so for right now, only got 2 top watches. Both of them are multi-day bounces. So you guys seeing it here before Twitter. I'll post this on Twitter later on and make a whole video lesson going over this, but you guys just saw how I made this whole entire thing. So these are all ignores. Just go through that for the day, next day, to see what they're doing for potential setups later on. But these are going to be the main watches. Or the red is main watches, but this is the whole watch list here. What we're going to keep an eye on. We'll add whatever gappers happen tomorrow, pre-market, and if I'm missing anything, I'll end up adding it. AUST, I forgot that. 1 second, I just remembered that play again. AUST is really reminding me of BWV, where it had that weak kind of bounce play. Not necessarily weak, but it offered it, but wasn't anything significant. And now we're just looking for the continuation, so maybe tomorrow if we get a similar setup how BWV set up today, just looking for a previous high daybreak to confirm. This could possibly be a play, so I'm gonna put that in red actually. So AUST. Solid move today, but reminding me of BWV. Possible play over, what was it? 3 what? 373. 3. To continue the bounce. So a little deviation compared to how I usually trade the bounce. Usually it's just this play, but seeing how it's still holding up, hasn't, compared to how much range it's got, hasn't really given much of a push. So we'll see if this thing could hold up and offer another move. But yeah, I just added that to the watch list. So that's done for now. What time is it? Oh, 7 minutes left. Okay, so we burned hella time there, going through making a watch list. So I don't really see anything. Not gonna trade anything here now. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it up. If there aren't any questions, yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up if there aren't any. Got a solid lesson going over how we make our watch list. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. Not that much for tomorrow. We'll see what adds to the Gappers pre-market. But besides that, I hope you guys learned something. This was useful. I'll keep pumping out videos on YouTube as well for specific lessons here and there you could always refer to. I know these are relatively long and some of them are open to view on YouTube, but you don't want to watch 2-3 hours to get some information. I'll try to break it down in smaller bite-sized videos, going over risk, reward, how we enter, exit, key levels we look for, patterns, all that good jazz. So check us out there on YouTube. Besides that, check us out on Twitter at Pack-a-Punch Traders. Have a great day. Hope you learned something, made some money or both. Besides that, let's wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow morning, ready to rock and roll. Have a great day.